Welcome back to Written Theory 2. We just left off talking about our basic cadences with our different cadential voices. And let's just quickly look at a couple of examples from the Harmony Counterpoint Partimento book and just talk through. And you'll see that they have the same different cadential voices, our tenorizans, our cantizans, our altizans, and our bassizans in them. We're going to talk about a couple new terms today and just make those stick for us. So let's go ahead and take a look, first of all, at the Bach Prelude in F major. There we go. Let's just take a listen through. Good, you can see I've highlighted the bass line in our different cadences in the red here. Harmony is all about the bass, so we've highlighted the bass there. And we're just pulling out our favorite little bass line there. Mi, fa, sol. Notice Bach didn't go mi, fa, sol, do, which is what we would normally expect the bass line to do in a cadence. Mi, fa, sol, rest. Mi, fa, sol, and mi again. So 3 different cadences that we've highlighted here in this excerpt. And none of them are full cadences. All of them, Bach is evading the cadence by not giving you that sol do that would really make the cadence stick. Which makes sense because the motion wants to keep going at all of these places. So that's a good way of evading a cadence. Technically, that makes all of those imperfect authentic cadences instead of perfect authentic cadences. If we don't get the sol do in the bass, that automatically makes it imperfect. And you can see, however, that the other voices are doing what we'd expect other voices to do. We've got the do, do, ti, do there in the key of F major. He switches to C major. You can see all the B natural start showing up. There's a do, do, ti, do, 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 ti, do. So you've got cantizans happening. The purple altizans. Sol, la, sol, sol. There's a sol. Here he doesn't actually put the la in, that's why I put it in parentheses down here, the fa parentheses 3 above it. There's a la implied here, kind of sol, la, sol, and then a little passing tone, fa, mi, sol, la, sol, sol. So we've got the altizan showing up there. The kind that goes sol, sol, the boring altizans, and then there's the more interesting altizan, sol, fa, mi. And then the tenorizans, mi, re, re, do, mi, re, mi, inner voice tenorizans there. And there's a mi, re, re, do. And we put those 4 cadential voices together, and it just makes nice cadences. Let's take a look at another example of music here. Oops. Got my tabs out of order. So we're going to the Beethoven opening of the slow movement here, the Andante con moto. Notice again, this is an opening gesture. We don't want to really stick and make a solid cadence as it's going to stop us already. And so once again, Beethoven, just like Bach did, do, fa, sol, but then the sol, mi, in this case with the passing sol, fa, mi in it. Notice some of the features going on in the harmony. We've got the fa 6-5-3. Bach used a lot of the fa 6-5-3s. We've got a 4-3 here. We've got a 4-3 suspension going on here with the cantizans holding onto the do. That is do, 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 ti, do. And holding on to that do so it becomes a dissonance over the top of the sol and resolving to the do, ti, do. That's our 4-3 suspension, making this a compound cadence. Once again, it's an imperfect cadence. The bass is not going sol do, it's going sol mi. In fact, especially when we put in this stepping down sol fa mi, we give this a special name. If you notice what's actually happening here, When we give the bass not sol do, which is our bossisans, but we give it a sol mi or a sol fa mi, we've actually put an altisans, one of the altisans in the bass. Here's the boring altisans up top, sol, 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 but the more interesting altisan, sol, fa, mi, is in the bass. So we often refer to this, we can refer to it as an alto cadence, because the bass has the altisans line, or the fancy Italian term passo indietro, P-A-S-S-O-I-N-D-I-E-T-R-O, passo indietro, which means step back. And it's like we're stepping along. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, do. And that would end our journey as we walk from do back to do. But if I'm stepping forward, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, we stepped back. Hopefully that came through on the camera. I don't get the full 3D space that I do in the classroom. You would see me. Let's see if I can really dramatize it. Okay, here we go. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi. There we go. I was stepping back. Rolling back because I'm in my office chair, but it's a step back. And so the alto cadence has the altisans in the bass, also called a passo indietro, or a step back. And you notice that our other cadential voices are doing exactly what we'd expect them to. There's the do, 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 ti, do, cantisans. I misspelled green, I see. Don't you just love having all your mistakes immortalized on a video forever? I do. We've got the mi, re, 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 mi, nice inner voice tenorizans there, and sol, la, sol, 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 our boring altisans that I told you I played forever in The Sound of Music. So, great example there. All right, now let's go over and take a little bit of a look at a song by Brahms. So once again, just kind of looking at what we've got here. Do, fa, the fa 653, sol, la. So we've got a deceptive cadence happening. In this one, instead of going do, fa, sol, do, fa, sol, la, deceptive cadence at the end. We've got our different zans. So there's a do, 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 ti, ti. And then in the deception, it doubles down on the deception by not resolving ti, do, but going ti, la, and really sticking that la landing there. Sol, 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 la, sol, fa, mi. There's the slightly more interesting altisans. Instead of going sol, la, sol, 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 la, sol, fa, mi. And there's my tenorizans. Mi, re, re, do. And we put them all together. Put a melody over the top. This is a great example of, the stile accompagnamento, where we not only have this 4-part writing, but we've set up in this nice little arpeggiation. You'll hear these offbeats. You'll hear this arpeggiation. Do, mi, sol, do, mi, sol, do, mi, sol, throughout. And listen how nicely it accompanies the melody. Do you hear how it doesn't stop because of the deceptive cadence? This would want to keep going on and get a real cadence to make that stick. Now, something really cool that we can do on the plagal portion of the phrase, so over the top of the fa 653 here, Brahms later in the song, this is measure 1 at the start. When we get to measure 29 of the song, Brahms is changing things up a little bit. And we've got a flat third. So instead of la, he's putting in a lay. He's pulling in a little bit of minor into major. The German word for minor, of course, is Moll. The German word for major is Dur. And so we refer to this as Moll-Dur, M-O-L-L-D-U-R, the technical term. Or we often just call it mode mixture, or modal interchange in English. And it's bringing in elements of minor into the major key. And you notice even my deceptive cadence, instead of going sol la, is going sol lay. And so we just shift very briefly into a minor flavor. And it's a really neat effect. I think you're going to like this. Yeah, and a really strong dissonance right there as we have this 4-3 suspension above the bass at the same time that the third is showing up in the accompaniment. And so the melody is giving us a very strong dissonance right there. So there you have it. Great examples of standard cadential writing here with our typical bass voices. Do, fa, sol, do, or mi, fa, sol, do being our standard bassizans. We can evade the cadence, mi, fa, sol, mi, or mi, sol, or mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, the alto cadence with the passo indietro, the step back. We can do a deceptive cadence, mi, fa, sol, la, instead of mi, fa, sol, do. In all these cases, the same upper lines keep working. Our cantizans, do, do, ti, do. Our tenorizans, mi, re, re, do, or mi, re, re, mi. And our altizans, either the boring version, sol, la, sol, 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 or the more interesting version, sol, la, sol, fa, mi. Where we'll play more with cadences next week. And also, let's do a little bit of partimento this weekend. So I'll give you some assignments on Moodle, and we'll talk about those in a couple of videos as well.